When you look at another human being, what you see is never what they truly are. You see a mask, a face presented to the world, a surface carefully curated to withstand the gaze of others. This is the persona, the veil each of us wears, not out of deceit, but out of necessity, because no one can walk through the marketplace of life with their naked soul exposed. And yet, beneath the mask, beneath the courteous smiles and polite gestures, there lies something far more essential. If you wish to know a person's true character, you must pierce the surface and recognize the hidden currents that drive their being. And paradoxically, this truth often reveals itself not through complexity, but through the simplest of signs. Pay attention to two things, and the entire edifice of the psyche begins to unfold before you. The first is how a person treats those who are weaker, those who can offer nothing in return. Watch closely how someone interacts with the servant, the child, the beggar, the animal, for here the mask slips and the shadow creeps through the cracks. One may bow before kings, speak eloquently in salons, impress crowds with brilliance, but it is in the moment of power asymmetry that the true soul is laid bare. Does the individual extend dignity where none is required, or do they reveal cruelty hidden behind civility? The shadow always emerges when the ego believes it is safe from judgment, when no reward is at stake. This is why dreams, too, so often show us images of small creatures, mice, snakes, wounded birds, because the unconscious knows the truth of our attitude toward weakness. It whispers, "See how you treat the fragile, for in them you meet yourself." The second is how a person responds to failure, to adversity, to the collapse of their plans. It is easy to radiate warmth when fortune smiles, when the sun of circumstance pours its light upon our lives. But when the storm descends, when loss strips away comfort and recognition, the true metal of the soul resounds in suffering. The masks become too heavy to hold, and what remains is the raw fiber of the self. Does the person collapse into bitterness, blaming others, clinging desperately to old illusions? Or do they descend into the depths and wrestle honestly with the darkness, allowing new meaning to be born? Character is forged not in victory, but in the crucible of defeat. This is why the old myths tell of heroes descending into the underworld, because only there, in the shadows of despair, does one meet the truth of one's own being. To see character, then you must watch in silence, not when the eyes of the world are upon them, but when they believe themselves unseen, not when they succeed, but when they stumble. These two thresholds, power over the weak and the confrontation with failure, are the gateways through which the archetypes emerge. You may think you are observing an individual, but you are witnessing something far older, the eternal dance of dominance and compassion, of collapse and rebirth. Humanity repeats itself in every soul, and the one who knows how to observe can perceive the timeless forms behind the fleeting gestures of the moment. Imagine you are in a small village. There is a man who speaks kindly in the square, who donates coins when all are watching, yet when he passes the beggar at night, his eyes are cold, his foot kicks dust upon the helpless form. Another man, quieter, unnoticed, bends to lift a fallen bird from the road. Though no one praises him, which of them reveals the truth? The first